Welcome back to the Smith Talks, everyone, and today, this edition of Real Talk, we are going to be talking about the topic of rejection. But before that, would you look at me, 2 videos on this channel in the same month. What am I playing at? And also, something else I'd like to note, the day I'm recording this is March 16th, right? That's the date that I'm recording this video. 10 years ago today, my friend Connor posted his first ever YouTube video, and I was in it. It was a glitch we found in the BO3 Zombies map, the Eisendrache, with the Panzer. So I thought that was cool how it's been 10 years since his first ever video. Does make me feel a little bit old though, because I still remember that video well when he made it. But on to the actual topic at hand. So, when you hear the word rejection, there's probably 2 things that come to mind. The first one being rejection in terms of relationships, and of course the other one being in employment. Those are the 2 most common things you would think of when you hear the word rejection, and we're going to talk about both of those 2, but I also do have a third one that's a little more specific to me. So we'll start off in the order that I said. So we'll start off with relationships. Being rejected when it comes to relationships is something that, well, I know all too well, and some of you probably do. It's about all the hope that you meet someone, and, well, mostly in my case, it's you fancy someone but you never actually know them that well. That's my case. Even though the two times that you actually did get to know the person that you really liked, and you still got rejected. So I've never been properly rejected by someone. Well, funnily enough, except for Ash. Yes. So that the one I had the most hope for is actually the only one that's actually properly rejected me. Because the first 3 never really rejected me. It was just, there was never any way for it to start to be rejected on. And of course, not the previous episode of the series, but the one before, the one I posted in January. That one was a little bit different because I didn't get rejected by the latest one due to the fact she's already dating someone. So obviously that's the more of the situation where you don't even bother asking, because you already have you've already got your answer, so there's no need to ask. And just in case Dean is watching for whatever reason, did you actually even listen to what I said in episode 32 of this series? No, I did not fancy the same person for 6 months and then she got a boyfriend. That's not what I said. I said I hadn't fancied anybody for 6 years. And then I did fancy someone new. Honestly, I swear he doesn't listen to these videos properly whenever he decides to watch them. He hears bits and comes up in his own mind what I've said rather than what I actually said. But But yeah, obviously Ash's rejection, the only one I've ever actually had. Even if I had been rejected by all the others specifically, that one would have still hurt the most. Due to how well I thought everything was going up until getting rejected. But of course, despite that, me and Ash are still very good friends. We see each other on a fairly regular basis, so it still did work out in the end. It's funny because you usually, a lot of times when you get rejected, the girl will say to you, I'd rather just be friends. She doesn't actually even mean that, because she does not want to be friends with you at all. She's just saying that to be nice. But I guess in mine and Ash's case, that's literally what ended up happening. We literally just stayed friends instead. And I have told Ash myself that if she is ever ready to get back into the old dating pool, just because her rejecting me and we were able to meet, we were still able to stay friends despite that, just because staying friends worked out between me and her when she rejected me, doesn't mean it might work out that way if she asks someone out. I did give her that little bit of a warning, just so she's absolutely ready for that in case that happens. In case she maybe has second thoughts about asking said person out, because maybe she won't be able to, that person might not want to stay friends with her if that person rejects her, unlike how me and her stayed friends when she rejected me. But yeah, now on to the second type of rejection that you would think of when you hear that word. Employment. This one happens significantly more often than the first one, due to the fact you apply for a job, you either A, don't even get an interview, which that's usually what happens. That's the most common one. You'll apply for somewhere and they won't even give you an interview. Or you've got the second one, you do get the interview, but then you get rejected after the interview. And in episode 30 of this series, I think it was, back in I think it was May of last year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. In May of last year. The work and employment episode I did for episode 30. I talked about how the third job interview I ever had, which was back in October of 2023, how I thought the interview actually went really, really well, but didn't get the job. Although the place I went for the interview at actually ended up shutting down a year or so later. I don't even know, maybe it wasn't even a year. Maybe I think it was over a year, but the place ended up shutting down. So I would have had to start looking for another job anyway, even if I had gotten that one. And then there was the job I've got now, where I thought that the interview actually went terribly, and yet somehow I got the damn job. Not sure how I managed to pull that off. But yeah, I got the job. And that's where I've been working since, even though it's not as regularly as it had been. So I'm thinking of maybe having to go back into the summer of 2024 ideas of looking for somewhere else. which I know we're going to get. That means I'm going to go back to the same process of getting rejected over and over and over again. Yes, I do have a little bit, I do have a year and a half or so of experience now of actual working, not work experience in the sense of when you go for work experience when you're in school, as in the actual working experience. So maybe that might help me out a bit more this time round when I start looking again, because I actually have some experience. Still not much, but I do actually have some this time instead of none, like the 5 years prior for when I was searching. Obviously, the rejection after the interview, that's always going to be worse, because when you get the interview and then they say no after your interview, you think to yourself, why didn't you just say no in the first place and not give me an interview? That's probably what you would think, or at least that's what I would think. It's like, you might as well have just said no in the first place and not wasted either your or my time with this. So that's the second most common part of rejection. But now onto the third and final one, which is more of a very specific one for me. I feel like since the start of 2026, my channel, my main channel, not this one, the main channel, the Smith Nerds, I feel like my main channel has been getting rejected by the algorithm, because at the time of recording, my last 6 videos, not a single one of them, or is it my either 5 or 6, I can't remember which. My last 5 or 6 videos, not a single one of them has reached double-figure views. Not one of them. But yeah, the subscriber numbers for the channel has continued to increase. So it makes no sense. Like, my main channel in 2026 has already, in terms of subscribers gained, eclipsed every other year I've been making videos, other than 2025. Of course, 2025 for views and subscriber growth, it was a record-breaking year for the channel. And we've already gained the second most subscribers across a single year ever on the main channel this year alone. It's how we've already got ourselves surpassed 300 subscribers, and, well, closing on 315. We might actually have 315 by the time this video goes up on the second channel. So yeah, we've nearly gained 100 subscribers, or maybe we have gained 100 subscribers from this point last year to this year. Because I had between 210 and 215 subscribers on the main channel around this point last year, and now we're between 310 and 315. But so it's like some of my it's always my older videos on the main channel that are getting the views. Like, of course, the citrus video I have, which has over 23,000 views, by far the most viewed video in the channel's history, literally has triple the views of my second most viewed video of all time. So I feel like for some weird reason, I mean, the main channel's newer videos are just being rejected by the algorithm. They're certainly being rejected by my subscribers, since I recently looked at the subscribed to not subscribed ratio, and for March it is 99.6% for not subscribed. less than 0.5% of my videos that have been watched in this month on the main channel have been from people who are actually subscribed to the channel. Like, I've moaned about this many times in the past. I've always complained about this because it's always been a reoccurring problem on the channel. I have one of the least attentive and supportive subscriber bases or ever, or at least for an extremely small channel like my own. Extremely small channel like my main channel is. Like, whether my videos do well or not on the main channel is literally whether they slither their way into the algorithm or not. That's literally it. I can't rely on subscribers to show up and check out my videos. Despite the fact that's usually what subscribers are supposed to do, that's kind of the point. They're subscribed to your channel, isn't it? Why click the subscribe button on someone's channel if you have zero intention of watching their current videos? I've never understood it. But the main channel does look like it could be another. The views for the main channel in February started slowing down quite a bit. Because in February we only got half the amount of views that we did for January, and March it was looking even worse. It looks like the views were going down even further. But over the last couple of weeks, out of nowhere, the views have started steadily climbing up again. To where I said in the 300 subscriber celebration video that went up a couple of weeks ago, I'm pretty sure I said this. I feel like that the March might be the first month since June 2025 where we don't reach 1,000 views for the month. Nope, we're still waiting for the first time we've reached less than 1,000 views across the month since June of last year, because we did it again this year. In fact, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have surpassed 2,000 views for March on the main channel by the time this video goes up. But yeah, that is gonna do it for this episode of Real Talk about rejection. If you guys have enjoyed those, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and please, if you are actually interested in the main channel and you are subscribed to the main channel, please watch the videos we're posting on there, because why are you subscribed if you're not going to watch it? I'll never understand it. But yeah, until we meet again, I will talk to you in the next one.